In this tutorial, I'm showing you step by step how to make these amazing passion fruit and white chocolate mini cakes. I'll show you how to master 9 essential entremet layer techniques and how to build every layer of the cakes from start to finish. My name is Louise Lindberg and I'm a self-taught cake artist and recipe developer. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the most amazing passion fruit and white chocolate mini cakes. This video will teach you how to master 9 different entremet layer techniques. A crisp Pâte Sablée cake base, a snappy white chocolate shell, a fudgy white chocolate blondie, a crispy white chocolate, vanilla and lemon crunch, a smooth passion fruit curd, a velvety passion fruit confit, a delicate chocolate plate, creamy white chocolate whipped ganache, and a shiny mirror glaze. You can find the full recipe on my website, which you can access with a subscription. If you want to learn more about how to make elegant, layered and delicious entremet cakes, you can now check out my online course, Master Entremet Cakes at Home, where I show you how to create professional quality cakes from start to finish, right from your own kitchen. Inside the course, I teach you my 5-step formula that I use for all my cakes. Cake base, crunch, creamy element, mousse and decoration. You'll also learn how to make 5 of my signature entremet cakes, different glazing techniques, discover recipe development and cake design, and also receive PDF troubleshooting guides and Excel recipe course material, giving you everything you need to start creating your own cakes at home. Alright, let's get started! If there's one fruit I just love to bake with, it's passion fruit, because I really love the fresh flavor passion fruit has, and for these cakes, I decided to pair it up with white chocolate to balance the zestiness and bring a creamy flavor to these fresh cakes. I'm building the cake layers upside down in order for them to fit in the mold I'm using, which is why I'm first making this white chocolate shell to encase the cakes. To make these small cakes, we first need to make a chocolate shell of tempered chocolate to encase the cakes. This also adds a crunchy element to the cakes, as the tempered chocolate gives a nice snap when taking a bite. I here start out by filling the molds with yellow colored chocolate, distribute the chocolate in a mold with a palette knife to make sure that all sides and edges are covered. Then I flip the mold upside down to pour all the excess chocolate out. The trick to get a thin chocolate shell is to pour out as much chocolate as possible when flipping the mold. The more chocolate that stays in the mold, the thicker the shell will be. I then tip the mold at an angle and run a chocolate scraper over the surface of the mold. Then the chocolate just needs to set, so I'm putting the mold in the freezer while preparing the passion fruit confit. I wanted these cakes to have a zesty, balanced flavor, so I decided to make a layer with a prominent passion fruit flavor, a passion fruit confit. This layer has a perfectly concentrated and acidic passion fruit flavor and adds a smooth texture to the cakes. I here start out by heating passion fruit puree to a boil, stir in pectin that I've mixed with sugar, and boil the mixture for 1 minute until it thickens a bit. I then take the pot off the heat and let it cool to room temperature, as the confit otherwise will melt the chocolate shell. Once it's cooled off, I pour a 5mm layer of confit in each of the molds. Then I put the cakes back in the freezer while preparing the passion fruit curd. For our second passion fruit layer, I wanted to include one of my favorite fruit layers, a passion fruit curd. I really love using this cake element in my cakes because it has such a balanced passion fruit flavor and also a creamy texture that perfectly complements the soft passion fruit confit. I make the curd by whisking passion fruit puree, lemon juice, eggs, egg yolks and sugar together in a pot, heating it to the boiling point while I keep whisking until it thickens. I take the pan off the heat, strain the mixture, and mix in soaked gelatin and cold butter. The butter will give the curd a smooth consistency and balance the passion fruit flavor. Lastly, I hand blend to get a fully smooth consistency. After the curd has cooled a bit, I pour a 7mm layer of curd into each of the cakes, where I make sure to fill each cavity evenly. I distribute the layer by gently moving the cake mold back and forth, and then we can put the cakes back in the freezer while preparing the crunch layer. Besides the snappy white chocolate shell, I of course also had to include a dedicated crunch layer, because as you know, I never skip a crispy layer, and I here decided to make one combining white chocolate, vanilla and lemon to balance the acidic passion fruit layers while still adding a fresh twist with lemon. To make the crunch, I start out by cutting the vanilla bean and scraping out the seeds. I then melt white chocolate and stir in the vanilla seeds. We can then add fouletine, Biscoff cream, salt and lemon zest that will balance the sweetness of the layer. I spread approximately 2 teaspoons of crunch onto each of the cakes, where I ensure to fill the entire mold evenly with the crunch. I level the layer with a small teaspoon and put the cakes back in the freezer while preparing the Blondie cake. With soft, creamy and crispy textures in the cakes, I wanted the base of the cakes to be more cakey, so that's why I decided to make one of my all-time favorites, my white chocolate blondie. This blondie is super fudgy, has a fresh twist of lemon zest, and is the perfect layer to finish the cake inserts. I first melt butter and stir in wild chocolate so it can melt before putting the pot aside. In a bowl, I rub lemon zest into the sugar until it has a sandy texture, as this releases more lemon aroma and gives a more prominent lemon flavor. I then mix the lemon sugar with eggs, flour and salt with a hand mixer until the batter is more pale and has an airy texture. I stir in the butter/chocolate mixture and mix with a spatula to combine. Lastly, I chop white chocolate and stir it in a blondie batter. I pour the batter into pasty rings and bake the cakes with 12 to 16 minutes at 180 degrees until a cake tester comes out clean. Then the cake needs to cool off completely and set in the fridge. Once the cakes are fully set, I cut out 6 small cake bases with a 5 cm cookie cutter and cut a hole in the middle with a 3 cm cookie cutter. I used my hands to gently press down the blondie, where I ensure that all the sides of the mold are covered evenly with the blondie to avoid air bubbles or unfilled places. Once the cake molds are filled with the blondie, the cakes need to freeze fully overnight. To represent the white chocolate flavor, I knew I wanted to make my white chocolate whipped ganache. This ganache has the most creamy texture and is perfect for piping. I make the ganache by heating heavy cream almost to a boil, adding soaked gelatin before pouring it over chopped white chocolate. I hand blend to combine, then add cold heavy cream and blend again. I pour the cream in a bowl, cover the surface with cling film, and put the cream in the fridge overnight before we can whip it up to decorate the cakes the next day. When making mini cakes like this, I prefer placing them on a small Pâte Sablée cake base, because I think it adds such a nice crumbly texture, gives the cakes a visually balanced look, and it also makes it easier to serve the cakes. I therefore chose to make my go-to Pâte Sablée cake bases, as they have an amazing buttery flavor that will add some richness to the cakes. I make the Pâte Sablée by first mixing all-purpose flour, almond flour, icing sugar and salt before I add in cold grated butter. I mix the butter with the dry ingredients until the dough has a sand-like texture and there's no big pieces of butter left. Then I briefly, and only briefly, collect the dough with the egg, as we don't want to overknead the dough. I then roll the dough out between 2 pieces of baking paper and let it set in the fridge for around 2 hours. I cut out cake bases with a cookie cutter that comes with this cake mold and place them in between 2 air mats to give the cake bases an elegant checkered pattern. I bake the cake bases for 10 to 13 minutes at 175 degrees until very golden. Then the cake bases need to cool off while I prepare the mirror glaze. To give the cakes that extra shine, I decided to cover the chocolate shell with a mirror glaze. I chose to make a pastel yellow shade that would match the tempered yellow chocolate shell and give the cakes a soft look. I make the glaze by first putting chopped white chocolate in a tall jug. In a pot, I'm heating glucose syrup, sugar, water and heavy cream almost to a boil. Whisk in soaked gelatin before pouring it over the white chocolate. I mix with an immersion hand blender until the glaze is super glossy and add white, yellow and a bit of orange food coloring paste to get a warm pastel yellow color. Then the glaze needs to cool to 34 to 35 degrees before we can glaze the cakes. Once the glaze has cooled, I release the frozen cakes from the mold, place them on a baking cooling rack and pour the 34 to 35 degrees hot glaze over the cakes. I use a small palette knife to remove the glaze excess and place each cake on a Pâte Sablée cake base by using a palette knife and a meat needle. Now that the cakes are glazed, we can move on to preparing the final decoration. Since this flower mold has an arch shape, I knew it wouldn't work well to pipe the white chocolate whipped ganache directly onto the mold, as the cream just otherwise would slide down. So I thought about how to create a stable surface for the cream that I could place on top of the cakes, and here decided to make chocolate plates. The chocolate plate will then act as a base for the piped white chocolate whipped ganache. I make the chocolate plates by pouring leftover yellow tempered chocolate between two large pieces of acetate sheet, level the surface with a rolling pin and let it set in the fridge. Once it's set, I cut out 6 plates with a 7 cm diameter cookie cutter and use a hot 3.5 cm cookie cutter to cut out a hole in the middle. And then we are ready for the final assembly. Now that all the elements are ready, we can finish assembling the cakes. I first whip the white chocolate whipped ganache to medium peaks with a hand mixer and put the ganache in a piping bag with a 10 mm star tip. I then place a chocolate plate on a cake plate and set it on a manual turntable, as that will make it easier to pipe a consistent unbroken pattern. I then gently pipe the cream around the chocolate plate by piping with one hand and slowly turning the table with the other hand. I place each chocolate plate on top of the cakes, place the chocolate twirls on top of the piped whipped ganache, and lastly decorate with small purple flowers for a romantic pastel look. And here we have the final cakes that I think look super cute. I really adore the pastel yellow and purple color combination. They make the cakes look super elegant, and the yellow and white color scheme that represents the passion fruit and white chocolate flavors inside the cakes. I really love how fresh and vibrant these passion fruit cakes are, because when you hear white chocolate, you might think, oh, is it like a sweet cake? But I promise this one is like a perfectly balanced fresh summer cake that I think really tastes like passion fruit. We also have a lot of different textures in this cake with the fudgy blondie. Then we have the confit that is super velvety, the smooth like passion fruit curd, and then the snappy chocolate shell that I just think really like gives it a nice snap and also like perfectly rounds off the flavors. I hope you get the chance to make these amazing passion fruit cakes at home, and if you like my videos, make sure to subscribe. You can also check out my Entremet Cake playlist here. See you in the next video.